Right, and you mentioned Mitt Romney. You had your Mitt Romney sign being vandalized too, as well. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, but at least my sign didn't get set on fire. Did you hear about that one?
Oh no, I didn't hear about that. What really? What happened?
Well, there was a lady on King Street in Leesburg.
Okay.
King Street in Leesburg is a very historic downtown area that's been there since George Washington.
Oh wow.
And on the same street with a historic courthouse, there's older homes that have been there for, 150 years. There's some colonials that have been there since colonial days, and there's Victorians that have been there, 120 years. And a lady that lives in one of those houses had a really big Mitt Romney sign. The big like 4 feet by 3 feet, the big sign on her front lawn. And her dog started barking at 2:00 in the morning, and then at the same time there was a man at her door. And the man at her door was an ambulance driver who happened to be driving by and saw her Romney sign was on fire in her front lawn, and he was trying to wake them up to come out because, here it's all over there's a lot of, this is a very leafy area.
Right.
Lots of trees, and there's a lot of old trees. And, so everybody's lawns are covered with piles of dried leaves, and somebody had set her Romney sign on fire.
Wow.
And so the ambulance driver was knocking on her door to alert her to the fire. And she said she came running out and saw the sign on fire.
Wow.
What somebody did at my sign, I live on a corner, so I had gone out one day and there was an Obama sign, and it was sitting there it was in the right of way, but it was on the side of my house, so it made it look like I put it there. It made it look like it was representing me.
Right.
I'm like, oh, no, you don't. You're not putting the Obama sign anywhere near my house. So I picked up the sign, and I walked a little bit past the edge of my property, where that just happened to be one of those doggy poop stations where you take a plastic bag to dispose of dog waste, and because that's like at the end of my property. So I walked all the way over there and I didn't, being respectful that I am, I didn't destroy the Obama sign. I just stuck it in the ground down at where my property ended, so that it would not at all appear that it represented my views. So it was like this, I call it the grassy knoll because it's where people take their dogs. Because there's like this little dog walking area after my property before the next property. And so I put the Obama sign down there at the grassy knoll so that somebody wouldn't think it belonged to me. And then I had my neighbor had gone to the Romney office and she got a bunch of signs. And she said, here, have some more. Because I already had one in front of my house. So I put one on the side of the house.
Right.
And I said, I want, when people come, because I live on a kind of busy street, and I'm like, well, the side of my house is a busy street, not the front. So I said, I want people, when they go by my house, they should know that this is a Romney house, that this is a Romney street. all my neighbors that have signs out have Romney signs on my street. So I'm like, we should, I want people to see this and know this is Romney territory. So anyway, so I put the sign there, and my daughter was sitting on the couch watching TV, and she saw out the window, she saw a teenager pull the sign up and throw it into the woods.
Oh, jeez.